Welcome to Collecting Chaos. My name is James, and today we're going to be finishing the inner wraps for Casper, or Friendly Ghost Casper. Been interesting, but I'm not really satisfied with it. But I've tried everything I can, and well, let's just see what I did this past on these last 4 wraps. Okay, what we have here is wrap number 5, and it's been sitting in my humidity chamber for a couple of days. And I'm going to add a water solution, soapy water solution. Now, I just made this up a little while ago, so it still has some. Yeah, I just went ahead and did the whole thing at once instead of spraying it. And as you can see, because I humidified that comic first, or that page first, it absorbs the water very, very quickly. And we don't have to wait for it to get wet because it already is wet. I only have one piece of Hollytex down here. I'm going to move it up a little bit. Make sure we have plenty of water on it. And I'm going to agitate it. And I made this solution a little stronger than I normally do. You might actually be able to see some of the blue. I really need to get some of the white if I'm going to continue using the dish soap. Okay, I'm going to let that sit for about 5 minutes. Not very long. I'm not going to take very long on this one. Might add a little bit more because it's not really covering it the way it should. Okay, now I have water over the entire book. Now I only have the one sheet of Hollytex down right now, and I'm doing that for a reason. I'm not sure what that reason is, but I am doing it for a reason. Alright, we're going to let it sit for about 5 minutes, and then I'll be back. Alright, I'm back, and let's just go ahead and roll this around a little more before we pour it out. I'm going to take that comic out of there, though, and I use my usual method. This method of removing a comic from it, I'll give credit to Dr. Paul for that, because I stole the idea from him, and it works really well. You get a lot of the moisture off of the comic that way. Not all of it, but a lot of it. Set that off to the side. Let's see. Not bad. We got a decent amount out. So I'm going to go dump this, and then we'll start with the next process. Alright, it's time for the wash. We're going to take this and set it in here. It's still wet, obviously. I did rinse this out real good. And now I'm just going to put this wash liquid. It has some calcium hydroxide in it and a tiny bit of peroxide. Not much, just a little bit. Probably less than 2%. Probably less than 1% actually. Okay. Next, I have to set up something a little different. These are boxes for Beanie Babies that I've had for many years. I used to sell them in my store, but I have some left over. Why would I be putting those in there? Why am I setting this on top? Well, does that answer your question? Let's turn that on. And I'm going to give it about 30 minutes of blue light and see if that helps any. We will move this over some and see if that helps any. I'm going to go ahead and turn off the other lights. And try to figure out how I'm going to get to my mouse to, well, we'll do it this way. We won't use the mouse. Anyway, I'll be back in about 30 minutes. Okay, it's been about a half an hour. I'm going to turn the lights back up. I'm going to turn the blue light off. And this is kind of a neat device here. It allows me to use two lights on one fixture. Take this off, and we're going to rinse it out again. Take these. And I'm going to go dump this. Okay, I changed the water out, and I'm going to do the whole process again for another 30 minutes. It might have helped a little bit, I don't know, but we're going to do the same thing. And like I said, for another 30 minutes and see if that helps. Now, if it doesn't, if I don't think it's making a change, I'm going to stop. I'll do a one more calcium hydroxide rinse, and that'll be the end of it. Okay, I'm back. Now, if this one looks a little different from the one that I started with, it's because I'm kind of pulling a fast one on you. And I'm doing pages 5 and 6, or wraps 5 and 6, at the same time. In other words, I'll do a step with 5, and then I'll do it with 6. And I go back and do a step with 5, and then I do it with 6. Well, I had to download from the camera the short little videos that I already did. It wasn't giving me a choice, so I went ahead and put 6 in here for the second time. That's the way it goes. We're going to go ahead and pull this one. And then we're going to try one more thing on these and go from there. But I got to get set up for it. Okay, I'm sure some of you recognize this contraption. It's my homemade suction table. We're going to put a piece of blotter paper down. And then I'm going to take this comic, which I have not done anything to. It's still wet. I'm going to put that down. I'm going to readjust the one piece of Hollytex I have on it. Yes, I only have one piece of Hollytex on it. And that's because of this, because of the way I want to do this. See if I can't get these wrinkles out. Probably not. It's not too bad. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put some suction on this and see if I can't get some of the stains to go to the blotter paper. So we'll take a look at it after I'm done. This is the second wrap, and yeah, I don't have the light on it right now because where the light is plugged in is where the vacuum is plugged in. This second wrap, I'm going to go ahead and turn the vacuum on, and then I'll get rid of that vacuum noise when I do the editing. Alrighty then. Let's we can go ahead and take that off. We don't need the Kollecting right now. It's pulled out a lot of water. I am going to go ahead and put this in my press along with the other one. I'm going to press both of them at the same time. And we'll take a look at them when I'm done. I've tried everything. I've even tried the blue LED light for 2 hours, an hour, 30 minutes, and then refresh the hydrogen peroxide, then 30 minutes and refresh, 30 minutes and refresh. So 2 hours total. It didn't work for me. All it did was make the page feel dry. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put this page down. The last 2 pages, or the last 2 wraps. I'm going to spray it with my soapy water. I already have a piece of Kollecting down. I'm going to put another piece of Kollecting down. Okay? It's not... now these were... you'll notice it got wet real quick from the spray, and that's because I did have them in the humidity chamber. Now I'm going to put a little water in, which I left in the other room for some reason. I'm not sure why. So let me go get it. Okay, I forgot to turn the camera on again. I added water. I put down another piece of Kollecting. I put down the last page, or the last wrap. I put down another piece of Kollecting over that. Well, I sprayed it down with my warm soapy water, or with my soapy water, and then I added more hot water, just regular tap water. We're going to do the last 2 wraps at the same time, but I'm not going to switch them out like I did on the previous video. I'll be back in 5 to 10 minutes, and we'll pour this water off and add some more with some calcium hydroxide in it. Okay, I'm going to take these out now. One at a time, if I can, because I think that's the best way to do it. Ooh, the Kollecting is sticking together. That's not good. Where is it? Okay, we got it. Pull it off like this onto my cutting board. And the next one, I have a piece of plexiglass that I sometimes use while I'm pressing comics. But it'll work fine for this. I do the same thing. Put that off to the side. Let's see what color this is. It's kind of a light yellow. Looks like somebody had an accident. I'm going to go dump this and we'll do some hydrogen peroxide. Calcium hydroxide. So what did you miss and why is it like that? Well, I decided I'd take a paper towel and blot it down a little bit, get a little bit of that moisture off of there. Not much, just a little bit. Now we're going to go ahead and set this down in here. And I've got calcium hydroxide in this bowl, and I'm going to pour about half of it in there. And then we're going to take some hot water, which isn't really hot, it's warm, and put that in. Take this other one, take a paper towel, get some of the excess soapy water off of it. I don't need to do this, I just feel like it. And then I'm going to take it and set it down in the tray. Pour the rest of the calcium hydroxide on it. Well, most of it anyway. And add some more water. Trying to get those bubbles out of there. They don't want to come out. There we go. And that's going to sit for another, 5 to 10 to 20 minutes until I finish what else I'm doing. Alright, time to remove them again, and then I'm going to go ahead and put them in my press and be done with it. Hopefully they'll be out before in time so that I can include it in this video or in the Friday video. Don't think I got a lot of anything out of it, and like I said, I'm tired of trying to figure out a way to get rid of those stains, and that's just the way it is. Water is slightly discolored, but not enough to make any difference. So it's about as clean as it's going to get. Let me go dump this. Alright, we're back. Let's start with this one. I'm not sure which one this is. It might be the 7th wrap, it might be the 8th. It doesn't matter. I'll get them in the right order. Because if you remember, and if you don't remember, go back and watch the original video that I first started. I took and wrote down the first word in the word balloon on one page from the wrap. And that is the page that faces the cover for the first 8 pages. So it will be fairly easy for me to figure out which one is which. This is a blotter paper, of course. You know, I love me some blotter paper. Good stuff. If you're not using it, why not? You should. And that's the first wrap ready to go. Set this off to the side. And we'll get this one done. Wow. Look at all them bubbles. Doesn't really matter. I don't even need to use the Kollecting when I start drying this on the blotter paper. In fact, after a couple hours, when I go and check it and change out the blotter paper the first time, I'll get rid of the Kollecting because I don't need it. But generally I'll do 3 exchanges of blotter paper, which means I have 12 sheets like this. Well, actually one's short. All right, what I'm going to do is I'll put a shelf, I'll put one page with the blotter paper, one of the sandwiches with blotter paper, I'll put another shelf, then I'll put the other one on top, then another shelf, and the whole thing goes into my cold press just like that. So, yeah, we'll see you when it's time to... Now, before I show you, let me turn this light on. Yeah. Before I show you the wraps that I did today, the wrap 7 and 8, I figured I'd go ahead and show you 5 and 6. This one, I believe, is 5. Yeah, this is wrap number 5 here. And it kind of faded it out a little bit, but it's not... When you compare it to number 4, it's a little bit lighter, but not enough to make a difference. And wrap 6 isn't much better. Let's go ahead and set that one where it goes. Again, it's not that much different. I'm kind of tired of dealing with it. It's not coming out the way I was hoping it would. I can't get these stains out. I've tried many different things, and I'm tired of trying stuff. I'm not going to try anymore on it. I'm just going to go with what it is. The main thing was getting it off the cover anyway, which that was fairly successful. So let's take a look at this one of these wraps, and I don't know if this is completely dry yet or not. I'm taking a guess. It's been in there almost 7 hours. I did change out the blotter paper. Okay, I think this is wrap number 8. Yeah, this is wrap number 8 here, and it is dry. And again, same thing. It's got the stains, and the stains aren't coming out. I know I should go ahead and try the Gellum gum on it, and that would probably work. But that involves getting every single page wet again, and it involves taking this small project that was supposed to be easy to do and maybe get done in less than a week to, yeah, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I don't know. Let's take a look at wrap number 6 now. Or no, wrap number 7. That was wrap number 8 I just showed. And we have the same thing again. It's just, it's really not coming out. So I'm just going to call it good. Let's see. And now this one goes like this. So that's how these wraps go. And it's just, I haven't been successful at getting those stains out. I did try a blue LED on this one. And as you can see, it didn't help. Not in the slightest. Of course, I only did it for 2 hours. And I did it before I moistened it. Before I did the wash. Hoping to lighten it up a little bit before I did the wash. It didn't help at all. I sprayed it down with the hydrogen peroxide. I put it in the under the bled for 30 minutes. I sprayed it again, did the light again, sprayed it again, did the light again. Every 30 minutes I was refreshing the hydrogen peroxide, and it just did not work. And you know what? That's fine. The only thing it did was it made the paper feel drier, so I had to put the paper back in the humidity chamber, and then I washed it after about 6 hours. So we will put this back together over the weekend, and I'll show that on Monday, and we'll get a peek at the next project I'm going to work on. I mean, it didn't turn out bad, but it's just, I got stains, and I was trying to get rid of the stains. So yeah, we'll go back to me now. There you go. I pretty much tried every way I know, with the exception of mixing up some gellum gum and using that. And the only reason I didn't do that was by the time I realized that might be the way I have to go, I was tired of fooling with them. I mean, when you try a different method for 8 wraps, or actually for 6 wraps, 5 wraps or whatever, and then you go back to, you just get tired of it. I did blue light treatments. I did hot water and cold water. I did long soaks and short soaks. I did pretty much, I even tried to use suction to pull the stain out of the paper. Nothing worked. And like I said, gallon gum probably would have worked, but I've gotten to the point where I just don't want to work on it anymore. So rather than just setting it off to the side and just forgetting about it for a couple of years, which is probably what would happen, I decided I'd wash those last 2 wraps, get them some of the stain out of it, or at least faded slightly. And then, yeah, from there, I just reassemble it, which I haven't done yet. I will do the reassembly this weekend and show it on Monday, along with my next project. That should be interesting. So, yeah, that's it. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. Tell your friends about it. Like, subscribe, do all the YouTube stuff that they want you to do. I would like to grow the channel a little bit more. You know, I'd like to get to 1,000 at least. It's been a long time, but I don't want people to subscribe and then never watch my channel. I want people that are actually going to watch my channel. And most of the people, most of my viewers have subscribed to my channel, so I can't complain about that. 70% of my viewers are subscribed to the channel, and the other 30% either don't like me, don't like my presentation, or don't like the channel, and that's fine. They're welcome to. Everybody's welcome to do whatever they want to do. That's the way I see it. So take care, everybody. Have yourself a great weekend, and we'll see you Monday with the next video. Bye. Oh, maybe Sunday. Yeah, I have unboxing for Sunday, so I'll see you Sunday. Bye.